Welcome back, sister. Welcome back to a new episode of Pocketbook Conversations. Happy Wednesday. So, y'all know last week we talked about spiraling and spending, right? Well, funny story. I was in my group call with one of my clients. She had gotten on the call earlier than everybody else. So we were just talking, I was checking in on her, checking her budget, seeing how everything was going and flowing for her. And she gave me this look. I was like, what's wrong? She was like, I just be wanting to just spend money like a drug dealer, and I couldn't do nothing but holler because I get it. And I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, girl, but we're gonna see. Do you ever have moments of just like wanting to just spend money because you got it? And you've been wanting to spend, I'm talking about like spend it, baby. Like I got it. I'ma buy it. I want it, so we gonna get it. You got the Rolls Royce parked outside. You spending whatever you want because you know that you're gonna get it back. But then you quickly find yourself with a whole bunch of credit card debt that you was not expecting to have. And then when them bills get to coming, you like, oh girl, wait a minute now. I forgot that I even had to pay this. And then somehow you might end up in a negative. And then some months you be having to, rob Peter in order to pay Paul because you had balled out like you weren't supposed to, but you got it. So like next month everything gonna work out. But then it just continues to happen over and over and over again. That is called spending money like a street pharmacist or a drug dealer, like we like to say. So I want to dive deeper into this so that we can get to the root of the issue and move on to the next steps of fixing it. Okay? All right, let's get into it. I remember when I was in undergrad and I was working 3 to 4 jobs at once. I was working at the bank. I was working for the university's communication department. I was also working for the sports communication department. I was the advertising manager of the university's newspaper. I was doing 4 jobs at one time, child. Every single last one of them always fell by the wayside. But at the same time, I found myself in mountains of credit card debt simply because all these jobs, a check is being cut. Okay. The bank, of course, was the largest check, but I knew that I could spend whatever I wanted to spend because I always had the money. The money was not the problem. The problem became the mentality that came with spending that money and feeling like, oh, yeah, well, I'm going to be able to spend it to get it right back. Ended up losing my job as advertising manager of the university. Literally of the university. I was advertising manager of the university's newspaper. Ended up losing that as well as my scholarship. That was a mess. We're not gonna get into it. Okay. But thank God I still graduated. Shout out to my mama and my daddy. Okay, that was a lot. What else ended up happening? I stopped working for the university's communication department. Long story short, I fell into a very deep depression my senior year in college. Okay. Everything fell apart. Stopped working at the bank. Stopped both of the jobs at working for both the university's communication department as well as the sports communication department. Like I said, I lost my job as the advertising manager of the university's newspaper. All I was doing was crying and sleeping. So what I thought would have been my life of I'm just going to, spend it, buying all these clothes, all the things, that changed quickly. So therefore, my plan had to change as well in regards to how I was dealing with my finances. Because regardless of whether you got the money or not, you spent on that credit card, the bill is due. So what happens when you have to pivot quickly? Of course, ended up finding another job, ended up working at Courtyard Marriott to be exact. And I ended up getting an internship at a communication/marketing agency. At the time was called Red Square in downtown Mobile. I feel like I've talked about this in a podcast before, but ended up working there. So I had 2 jobs again. I was no longer, it felt weird for me to just have one job. So that was also adding to my, big meech mentality. But on top of that, the amount of money that I was bringing in had changed. That's one. Two, I'm not comfortable with just one job because I feel like I have to have two because I'm not looking at the fact that my habits need to change. I'm looking at the fact that I want to buy stuff, which connects back to my childhood of me wanting to do for the little girl that was told no a lot more than she was used to. So, like I told y'all in previous episodes, I've never told myself no. And I still don't tell myself no. I just tell myself no with I just tell myself not right now with parameters, which leads me to how we work with our clients who come to the firm with this same mentality that I had. Because I found myself saying, okay, well, if I do this, I'm gonna be able to get the card paid off in full. Or if I work this many shifts at Courtyard, I'll be able to pay it off. But I found myself getting deeper and deeper into debt because the more and more that I was working, the more sad I was becoming. Because I was upset about losing a job and having to leave other jobs, not addressing the depression whatsoever or the anxiety. So because of that, I found myself creating plans for myself, or what I like to call mock budgets, which is the same thing that we do for our clients. Little did I know that everything that I was going through at that time in my life would literally get me to where I am in my business. And all of the techniques that I tried on myself, the ones that did not work, I don't use those. The ones that did work and work quickly, those are the ones that I use with clients. And they are literally tried and true and they work. So how do you break the cycle of the big meech mentality when you got bills to pay and you're constantly in this loop of I'm gonna spend it and get it right back? Isn't that like a song or something like that? Spend a check and get it right. I could be making that up, girl. I don't know. Tell me down in the comments if I'm tripping or not, but I don't feel like I am. So the simple way that we break this, but still allow clients to get one off and be able to do what they want to do, because understand, our clients are attorneys, they are therapists, they are professors, they're nurses, they are engineers, they are doctors. They make the bucks, okay? The girls are making six figures. And we have some clients who are not making six figures yet, but they're still in those same professions who are doing it. Project managers, federal employees, the whole nine. The girls are doing it. My clients are excellent. The only way that we can break this and create another pattern is by simply planning. Plan. We plan out the expenses. That's it. Self-pay is another one. But planning, all of those things go into one. Residual, self-pay, all of that, one thing. Now, I understand that planning can sometimes feel like punishment because you're having to put a number with an expense. When it comes to vacations, we plan those. And I know when you go on vacation, we ball out of control. There is no budget. We on vacation. When we get back, we'll figure it out. That's not how we do things, because that's how we find ourselves having to use our credit cards when we just paid it off in full. So we create a spending plan for our clients starting from day one. We plan out vacations, birthdays, anniversaries, holidays. All of those things are planned out from day one. And this allows you to, like I said last week, begin to trust yourself, because the way that we go about planning, the amount that we designate, it's going to be more than what you need, because all of the travel, the lodging, the food, excursions, all of that is already planned out. There is no stone that is unturned. Did I say that right? There's no stone that goes unturned when it comes to planning with our clients, because it's important for the credit cards to not go back into rotation. The cycle has to be broken some way, somehow. And that's how we do it. Now you're probably thinking, okay, so what about the emergencies that pop up in my life? How do we plan for that? Residual. When emergencies pop up in your life, you have to ask yourself, is this something that I need to handle right now? Or is this something that can be taken care of at a later date or a later time? I know for my clients, when it comes down to emergencies, they always think about them first because that is what we have taught them. And they always reach out and they always go and book that SOS call. If they have any type of emergency of, oh girl, the bonus that we said that I said I was gonna get, it looks a little bit different. Or, oh my gosh, I got a surprise bonus and we did not budget for this. What do I need to do? Or my mom passed away. I've had a client to experience that. My mom passed away. I have to go home. I need us to get on a call to figure this out. I might have to move back home. Nothing goes unturned. No emergency is too big or too small. So, because we always plan, this allows our clients to stay consistent with their debt payoff, but still be able to take care of the things that they want to do. Because, like I told y'all, the girls are luxury girls. The girls do not like to be told no, but they understand like this is how much I can spend on this, but they understand that every single last need that they have, need and want, is placed in that budget. So there becomes a time when they're spending money, they feel like, oh girl, I got to pay this month, but I didn't spend it because I didn't feel the need to, because every single need that I have, every single want that I have is already taken care of. I like to see my money now. My client literally told me that. The same client who said that she liked to spend like a street pharmacist said that she likes to see her residual roll over every single month. And she also said that the work that we have done in the last 4 months, she thought that if she did not join our group program, it would have taken her a year to do that. I'm going to see if I can clip that and insert that here so y'all can see her say that, just in case you don't believe.
I promise you, like the stuff that I know that I've done, like in these last 4 months, it would have, had I not been in this program, it probably would have took me like a whole year, maybe longer,
Yeah.
to get through. So I'm proud of myself.
Okay. The work that we've done in 4 months, she thought that it would take her 12 months to do, and it did not. So when you become a client of the RJ firm, whether you are in the group side or if you are a private client, there will come a time where you enjoy actually seeing your money. You do not feel the need to actually spend your money because all of your needs are met because there was planning that took place. And if anything ever needs to be changed, you have SOS call that you can always book in order for us to pivot, because understand that it is always deeper than money. Always. So till next week, I will see y'all. Y'all can always follow us on all platforms, Instagram, TikTok, of course, here on YouTube. We got Threads. You can follow us on the podcast. If you're wanting to be a one-to-one client, all you have to do is go to therjfirm.com, book your consultation, or you can join the group program. But till next time, bye.